that shape your life. Why, yes. Good morning, you incredible human beings. Are you ready to take control of your life? Are you ready to unlock the power within you? Come on, let me hear you. Give me a massive yes. Pause for audience response. Today, we're diving into something that will change the game for you. 3 daily choices, Tara, that you make every single day, whether you know it or not, that are shaping your life, your future, your destiny. These aren't big, flashy decisions. These are the small, consistent choices that compound over time to create massive results. You ready to discover them? Let's go. Choice of A Wednesday, what you focus on. All right, let's start with the first choice. What you focus is your power. Where your focus is your power. Where your energy flows, and where your energy flows, your results show. Think about this every single morning you wake up and you decide consciously or unconsciously what you're going to zoom in on. Are you focusing on what's wrong in your life? The bills, the stress, the traffic, the drama? Or are you focusing on what's possible? The opportunities, the gratitude, the wins, no matter how small. Let me tell you a story. I once worked with a guy named Mark. Mark was stuck. He'd wake up every day, scroll through his phone, and get sucked in the negativity, news, complaints, comparison. His focus was on what he didn't have. And guess what? His life reflected that. He was broke, frustrated, and felt like life was against him. Sound familiar to anyone? But here's the shift. I challenged Mark to change his focus for 30 days. Every morning, he had to write down 3 things he was grateful for and 1 thing he was excited about. Simple, right? But war fell. By day 10, he was noticing opportunities he'd never seen before. By day 30, he'd landed a new client, started exercising, and was smiling again. Why? Because he changed his focus. Your brain is like a GPS. You punch in the destination, and it takes you there. If you focus on fear, lack, or failure, that's where you're headed. But if you focus on growth, possibility, and gratitude, boom, you're driving toward a life of abundance. So, right now, I want you to think what's 1 thing you can focus on to move toward a life you want. Come on, shout it out! Pause for audience interaction. Choice made 2-way, the meaning you assign. No. Let's talk about the second choice, the meaning you assign to what happens. Life is not what happens to you, it's the story you tell yourself about what happens. Things don't have meaning until you give them meaning. Let's say you get rejected for a job. One person might say, I'm a failure. I'll never make it. Another person says, this is feedback. I'm 1 step closer to the right opportunity. Same event, different meaning, different life. I want to share a quick story. I had a client, Sarah, who went through a brutal breakup. She could have decided, I'm unlovable. I'll be alone forever. But instead, she chose to see it as a chance to rediscover herself. She started working out, picked up new hobbies, and built a business out of her passion. Today, she's thriving not because the breakup didn't hurt, but because she chose a meaning that empowered her. Here's the deal. You can't control everything that happens, but you can control the story you tell yourself. When something tough happens, a setback, a failure, a loss, ask yourself, how can this make me stronger? What's the gift in this? That question will change your life. Right now, I want you to think of 1 challenge you're facing. Got it? Now, what's an empowering meaning you can give it? Turn to the person next to you and share it. Go. Pause for audience to share briefly. Choice of 3, the actions you take. All right, we're at the 3rd choice, and this is where the rubber meets the road. The actions you take, you can have the best focus, the most empowering story, but if you don't ACT, nothing changes. Action is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. Let me paint a picture. Imagine 2 people, both want to get fit. Both have the same gym, the same time, the same resources. One hits the gym daily, even for 20 minutes. The other thinks about it, plans it, but never shows up. 6 months later, who's transformed? The one who took actions done consistently create massive results. Want to change your career? Take 1 small step today. Update your resume. Send 1 email, learn 1 skill. Want better relationships? Take 1 action. Send a kind text, listen deeply, show up fully. Here's the secret. You don't need to feel ready to act. You don't need to feel confident. Action creates confidence. Action creates momentum. Action creates your life. So I'm challenging you. What's 1 small action you can take today to move toward your dream life? Stand up right now and shout it out. Let's hear it. Pause for audience response. Your focus is your superpower, the lens through which you see the world, and it's shaping your life every single day. Imagine waking up in the morning, grabbing your phone, and scrolling through endless notifications, bad news, someone's highlight reel, or a pile of emails screaming for your attention. If you let your focus drift to what's wrong, what's missing, or what's stressing you out, you're programming your mind to see lack and limitation. But what if you flip the script? Picture this Sarah, a single mom, used to start her day overwhelmed, focusing on her endless to-do list and the bills piling up. She was stuck in a cycle of stress. Then she decided to focus on 3 things she was grateful for every morning. Her kids' laughter, a warm cup of coffee at the sunrise. That shift in focus didn't change her circumstances overnight, but it changed her energy. She started noticing opportunities, like a side hustle that turned into a thriving business. Your focus is like a spotlight pointed at possibility, gratitude, and growth, and watch your world light up. You're not just choosing what to see, you're choosing what to create. So, right now, decide what's 1 thing you'll focus on today to move toward the life you dream of. Where your focus goes, your energy flows, and that's where your results show up. Think about it like driving a car. If you keep staring at the ditch, you're going to crash into it. But if you lock your eyes on the open road, that's where you'll go. Take John, a guy who wanted to get fit but kept focusing on how out of shape he was. Every time he looked in the mirror, he saw failure, and that drained his energy. One day, he shifted his focus to progress, celebrating every workout, every healthy meal. That energy fueled him to keep going, and 6 months later, he was running marathons. Your energy is your currency. Spend it on what moves you forward. When you focus on what you can control, like your effort, your attitude, or your next step, you unleash a tidal wave of momentum. So, ask yourself, where's my energy going right now? Is it flowing toward my dreams or getting sucked into distractions? You've got the power to steer it. Use it. The meaning you assign to life's events is the story you live by. Life doesn't hand you a script, you write it. Imagine getting passed over for a promotion. One person might think, I'm not good enough, and spiral into self-doubt. Another might say, this is a chance to learn and come back stronger. Same event, different story, different life. Take Lisa, who lost her job unexpectedly. She could have decided it meant she was a failure. Instead, she told herself, this is my chance to chase my passion. She started a blog that turned into a full-time career. The meaning you give to your challenges, whether it's a breakup, a failure, or a setback, either cages you or sets you free. You're not a victim of what happens, you're the author of what it means. So, when life throws you a curveball, pause and ask, how can this make me stronger? What's the opportunity here? That question is your key to turning pain into power. You can't control everything, but you can control the story you tell yourself. Picture this, you're stuck in traffic late for a big meeting. One person thinks, this always happens to me, I'm doomed. Another thinks, this is a chance to practice patience and prepare mentally. The traffic doesn't change, but the story does. When I met Tom, he was bitter about a business deal that fell through. He kept saying, I'm cursed, nothing works out. I challenged him to rewrite the story. This deal wasn't right for me, but something better is coming. That shift freed him to pitch new clients, and within weeks, he landed a deal 10 times bigger. You're not defined by what happens. You're defined by the meaning you choose. So, right now, think of a challenge in your life. What's an empowering story you can tell about it? Write that story, and watch it change your path. Action is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. You can have the best intentions, the clearest focus, the most empowering story, but if you don't act, it's all just a wish. Think about Maria, who dreamed of writing a book but kept waiting for the perfect moment. Years passed, and her dream. Then she committed to writing 1 page a day. 1 page! That small action, done daily, turned into a 300-page manuscript in a year. Action doesn't have to be massive. It just has to be consistent. Every step you take builds momentum, like a snowball rolling downhill. So what's one small action you can take today? Send that email. Make that call, take that walk. Stop waiting for permission or perfection. Just move. You don't need to feel ready to act. Too many people wait for confidence, for clarity, for the stars to align. But here's the secret: action creates confidence. When I started my first business, I was terrified, clueless, and broke. But I took one step, made one phone call. That call led to a meeting, which led to a client, which led to a business. Action is like jumping into cold water. Scary at first, but once you're in, you're alive. Think of Alex, who wanted to ask his crush out but was paralyzed by fear. He took one tiny action. He sent her a text to say hi. That text led to a conversation, then a date, and now they're married. You don't need to feel brave to act. Acting makes you brave. So what's one thing you're scared to do? Do it today and watch your courage grow. Daily choices compound like interest in a bank account. One healthy meal won't transform your body, but one healthy meal every day for a year. That's a new you. One kind word to your partner won't fix a relationship, but one kind word every day, that's a bond that lasts. Look at James, who wanted to learn coding. He spent 15 minutes a day practicing. It felt small, but a year later, he landed a tech job. Your life isn't shaped by one big moment. It's shaped by the small choices you make every day. So, choose growth, choose effort, choose progress, and watch those choices stack up into a life you're proud of. Be intentional with your choices. Most people drift through life, letting their focus, meaning, and actions happen on autopilot. But you're different, you're awake. You're the CEO of your life. Every morning, decide I'm focusing on what lifts me up. I'm choosing meanings that empower me. I'm taking actions that move me forward. When I met Emily, she was stuck in a dead-end job, reacting to life instead of designing it. We created a morning ritual, 10 minutes to set her focus, 5 minutes to choose her story, and 1 action to move her forward. Within months, she was running her own side hustle. Intention turns chaos into clarity. So, commit to owning your choices every single day. You are the architect of your destiny. Your life isn't happening to you. You're building it choice by choice. Every focus you choose, every meaning you assign, every action you take is a brick in the masterpiece of your life. Think of David, who grew up in a tough neighborhood, told he'd never amount to anything. He chose to focus on his dreams, assigned meaning to his struggles as fuel, and took relentless action. Today, he's a motivational speaker, inspiring thousands. You have that same power. You're not a passenger, you're the designer of your future. So grab the pen and start writing the life you want. Start today, because the only moment you have is now. Don't wait for Monday, for January, for someday. Take one small step right now. Text that friend you've been meaning to reconnect with. Write that first sentence of your book. Sign up for that class. When I met Rachel, she was dreaming of running a marathon but hadn't run in years. She started with a 5-minute walk. That walk became a jog, then a run, then a marathon. One choice today can change everything. So what's your next step? Make it happen. And let that momentum carry you to a life that sets your soul on fire. All right, my friends, we're standing at the edge of something extraordinary. Your future, your destiny, your life. We've talked about the 3 daily choices that shape who you are and where you're going, what you focus on, the meaning you assign, and the actions you take. These aren't just ideas, they're the keys to unlocking a life of purpose, passion, and unstoppable momentum. Right now, I want you to feel the electricity in this moment. This is your moment. You're not here by accident. You're here because you're ready to step up, to take control, and to create a life that makes your heart race with excitement. So, let's bring this home with a fire that burns so bright it lights up the world. Close your eyes for a second. Picture the life you want. The one where you're thriving, not just surviving. Maybe it's you standing tall in a career that fulfills you, or laughing with people you love, or feeling that deep sense of pride because you've become the person you always knew you could be. Shape that life isn't a dream. It's a decision. It's built on the choices you make every single day. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is nenobo. As the great philosopher Dr. Seuss said, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. So, choose to focus on what lifts you up. Choose to give your challenges a meaning that empowers you. Choose to take action even when it's scary, even when it's small, because every step forward is a step toward greatness. Let me tell you something, you are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You're not the doubts whispering in your head. You are a force of nature, a spark of infinite potential, and the world is waiting for you to unleash it. Think of every hero you admire, every person who's changed the world, from inventors to artists to everyday people who refused to give up. They weren't born special. They made choices. They focused on possibility, gave their struggles meaning, and took relentless action. As Nelson Mandela said, always seems impossible until it's done. So, make it happen. Start today, start right now. One choice at a time. You're building a legacy that will echo long after you're gone. I want you to stand up. Yes, right now, stand up. Feel the power in your body, the strength in your heart. Look around you. These people standing with you. They're your tribe, your reminder that you're not alone. Together, you're unstoppable. I challenge you for the next 7 days, own these 3 choices. Wake up and say, today, I focus on what moves me forward. Today, I choose stories that make me stronger. Today, I act with courage. Write it down, share it with someone, make it real. As Tony Robbins himself says, the path to success is to take massive, determined action. So take that action. Don't just dream of a better life. Build it brick by brick, choice by choice. You are the architect of your destiny. The world doesn't decide your future, you do. So go out there and make it magnificent. Make it bold. Make it wayu. As Les Brown says, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. So start now. Let's do this. Let's create a life that sets your soul on fire and inspires everyone around you. You've got this. I believe in you. Now, go make it happen.